So, I wanted to do a book review about a book that I finished reading yesterday morning. It's a fictional book, and I think it's kind of like a Christian book because they talk about God sometimes in it. And it's called A Heart Divided, and it's basically set in the 1800s in Colorado, and the main character of it is Sarah. And Sarah, she just turned 18 like the month before, and then her dad is somebody that's like not really that nice of a person, and Sarah's mom died when she was a teenager. And she has like brothers that she's taking care of and everything. And basically in the beginning, her dad is going to like rob one of the richest families in town, so he has Sarah distract the ranch hand Cord, and Cord's probably about my age, is maybe about 30 years old. And then Sarah's younger teenage brothers like go in and rob the place and everything, take their cattle and all that. And so this whole chapter, Sarah, like in the very beginning, Sarah's like flirting with Cord and everything like that. And, it's kind of funny because she's never even been out on a date or anything. She's just been taking care of her dad and her brothers for many, many years since her mom died. And then, basically she and Cord, share a kiss, and then her dad, because her dad was basically forcing Sarah to distract Cord, the ranch hand, as his ranch is getting robbed. And then later on, not long after, Cord sees Sarah in town, and he basically kidnaps her and everything, and then he takes her to his house, and just kind of throws her down into the basement to sleep at. And then he's like, I'm going to press charges and all this and everything. And then while Sarah is down living in the basement, she's, helping with the housekeeping and just kind of doing all that. And then Cord's dad, Edmund, he has a really strong opinion about it, and he like totally like wants to go to town and go all out and just throw the book at her and just give her as long in prison as he can. And then basically Cord and Sarah are attracted to each other, but they don't really want to do anything about it because of the position. Cord feels that Sarah robbed from him. And then basically Cord's family is out a lot of money, and Sarah's family doesn't have any money, and that's partly the reason that they rob Cord's family is because Sarah's they're poor. So Sarah has an arranged marriage. She decides that she wants to marry his brother Nick, even though his brother Nick is in a wheelchair and he's disabled, because it's like a legal marriage under the law, even though they don't really care about each other. Nick and Sarah don't really care about each other, because then that will unite their families, and it'll take care of the money wise under the legal thing, a legal contract. And then kind of in the middle of the book, Sarah and Nick call off the fake engagement because they realize that they're good friends, but Cord is absolutely completely in love with Sarah, so they don't want to do that because they realize they wouldn't have a problem, because that could do both of it. If Sarah got married to the older brother Cord, whom she's attracted to, then Cord really loves her, and in addition it could help financially and everything like that. So basically for the entire book, the first half of the book, Cord and Sarah, they're attracted to each other, but they don't really want to do anything about it. And, because of a kind of a weird, position that they're in. And then in the middle of the book, Goes to this ball, and so does Sarah, like not together as a date, but it's a really big party, and it's just kind of everybody in town and everything, and Sarah just looks absolutely beautiful in her ball dress, but it's kind of awkward because everybody thinks that she's engaged to Nick, even though between the two of them they called it off. So it was a really awkward situation. She's here at this party and she's supposed to be getting there with Nick, but she and Cord are attracted to each other. So basically in the middle of the book, he sees her and they strike up a conversation, and he's a lot nicer with her right now. And then they just start making out, and then like literally as they're making out, they are being burglarized again and again. It's Sarah's dad and her brothers, her teenage brothers, her younger brothers, and they're taking all of Cord's cattle. So Sarah doesn't like that, and of course she goes and visits her dad when he's in jail a couple times. And her dad, it's not good because her dad, has a really bitter heart about, everything. He just thinks that people owe him money and they don't like, Cord's family and everything like that. So, and he just really doesn't like Cord. Sarah's dad doesn't like Cord, who's going to be her new husband. And so Sarah tries to, sort of make amends, but it's just not working, and her dad has like a lot of hate in his heart. And then eventually like another accident happens, like more toward the end of the book, and they're engaged in like another shenanigan, and Sarah's dad ends up dying because he was doing something he shouldn't be doing, and he got trampled to death by the cattle. So I thought it was a really good book. I thought that it was pretty interesting, and it's actually kind of, you might like to, just read it no matter who you are. It's not just romance in there. It's actually a lot of violence too, especially in the first half of the book, and a lot of violence and a lot of anger between the two families. So you are going to, it's called A Heart Divided, and I definitely recommend reading it, because you are going to have the ending that I finished reading yesterday morning. You're going to have to decide whether Cord and Sarah get married, or you're going to have to find out whether the feud between their families and the anger and the robbery of her brother and her dad robbing his family is going to get in the middle, and because you have to read that, because that doesn't make good for a family that you're going to marry into, like all the anger between their families. So you're going to have to read it and figure out whether they end up getting married or not.